What's up guys? Welcome back to another video here on Muddybeards 4x4. Today we're going to be fixing my bent front drive shaft for $19, so stick around. Alright guys, so this drive shaft was made by Tom Woods Driveline. Not a sponsor at all, but 2016 is when they built this for me. Basically just a stock front drive shaft, double cardan in the transfer case side, 1310 U-joint here on the slip yoke end. And it has worked great. I have had no problems with it, never touched it since 2016. Until the last trip to Reader, I noticed that I smashed it on a rock and it's now bent. So this tube here is 2-inch 120 wall DOM. All I'm going to do, my slip yoke is good and my double cardan is good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut both ends off and replace it with a new piece of 2-inch 120 wall DOM. So this is my piece of tube I'm going to be replacing this section with. This after tax 2-foot piece was $19, and I actually have a piece of 1 3/4 120 wall DOM that I had scrapped just sitting around, that I am going to actually sleeve the inside of this, and it fits perfectly inside of this one. And while I'm here, I'm going to replace this U-joint because it's the same one from 2016 and it's pretty loose. Really hard to tell this bend, but it's pretty slight. But inside the Jeep, when you're driving, you can see it going side to side pretty decently. Bend looks like it's right in this area here. So hopefully cutting this all out and redoing it here is going to help. Okay guys, so we got the driveline here and everything's all prepped up, cleaned up, and beveled, and realizing now as I'm doing this that this insert piece is now no longer flat because I cut it with that cutoff wheel. Probably should have just hit it with the grinder. I'll probably do that on the other side, but you see when I put it in here, it's not totally flat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my straight edge here and put it up, and I found the flattest part. You can see when I push on it, it's moving over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this up with here, tack it into place, and then I'm going to go around and measure all the way around to make sure that it is perfectly straight according to this tube right here. So I went around every single spline on this with my digital gauge on top of it, measuring from the table all the way around, spinning it, every single spline on this to make sure that it was perfect. It is as good as it's going to get, so I'm going to tack both other two sides and then recheck it and then weld the whole thing. If you guys haven't checked out Barnes 4-Wheel Drive yet, you guys need to. They have a really cool website. They have builder's parts, they have bolt-on parts for your Jeep, for anything custom that you want to build. Everything underneath my Jeep, as far as the suspension and brackets and everything, is Barnes 4-Wheel Drive, Heim joints, DOM, like I mean literally everything. Make sure you guys check them out and use the coupon code muddybeards at checkout. That'll give you 10% off, or just click the link in the description if you're lazy and it automatically will add 10% off to your cart. So make sure you consider using Barnes four-wheel drive parts for your next project. With this side, I'm going to use the grinder and grind from the tube side this way until the weld is gone. Hopefully that will give me a better mating surface to plug into that guy, and I won't have the same issue as I did with that. Now that I have this double carding joint cut off, I'm going to recommend a third method for cutting this driveline apart. And that's going to be, if you just cut right below the weld, you're just going to be cutting the 120 wall DOM tube just right here, not the weld, and you're going to retain this upper piece. And you don't have to cut very deep. The other thing that's making this a little bit more difficult is this is not a press fit. It does fit in there really nice, but it kind of wobbles around, it flops around. If this was a press fit and it pressed in there, it could only do one thing but go in straight. That's not the case in this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure, I'm going to clean this tube up, make sure it is 100% flat. And I'm going to clean up this surface right here. So hopefully this surface should be machine flat, and this surface should be flat, and it should go in totally straight. That's the only way. We'll see how it ends up. So in order to verify this side is totally flat, I took the straight flush side piece of the paper and folded it around, taped it so it is 100% straight, and put it up to the top here, leveled it out, and there's a couple little spots, nothing crazy. I just marked it with my wax pin here, and I'll just grind it down just a tiny little bit and then check it again. The reason I'm doing this is I do not have a miter saw or chop saw that cuts 100% straight flush. So this is my way of just verifying that it is as close as I'm going to be able to get it. I got the welding all done on this driveline, got the new U-joint in, I got everything reassembled and painted looking like brand new again. Now I already have it bolted underneath the Jeep, and it is way straighter, way straighter than the bent one before. Honestly, it moves just the tiniest little bit, so I'm super happy with it. Now my Jeep is 100% off-road only. I do not drive it on the road, so this driveline build would be only for off-road only, spare drivelines. Leave it up to the professionals to build something for you that you're going to street drive, daily drive, on the road all the time. Get it balanced and get it properly squared up. Like mine turned out really good. I took the time to make sure everything was straight, and I'm super happy with it. If I went and got it balanced, I am confident that it would do just fine. Another thing, if you do not have selectable hubs in the front, as in a stock front hubs on Jeep, I would not do this yourself. Even though your transfer case is not engaged in four-wheel drive, your front axle driveline is spinning all of the time. So if it is unbalanced and not 100% true, you're going to feel that vibration. If you like the videos that I'm making here on Muddy Beards 4x4, make sure you leave me a like. Leave me some comments down below. how I messed up, how you would have done it better. I'm interested to know your guys' tips and tricks as well, because I learned as I was doing this that as I was doing it, not doing it quite the correct way. And I adapted and figured it out and made everything work out for me. We also got a website, muddybeards4x4.com. We got sponsor links, discount codes. We have shirts, stickers, all kinds of stuff like that. We also have an Amazon store. Link is in the description or on our website. Buying through our store helps support the channel as well. And if you want to follow me on social media, I am at muddybeards4x4. Until next time, we'll see you on the trail.